Simon, we're at the Shea after the 2023 Starman Awards night, where we've seen the winners of the awards on the evening. How have you enjoyed that? And obviously, we've seen Zach win the main award as chosen by yourself. What's your reaction to that news?
Yeah, it's been good. Some worthy winners throughout. Lachlan, quite obviously, has had a great year, and that was obviously top try scorer in those bits, but obviously reflected in his teammates' comments to get Players Player of the Year, which is obviously a great trophy to, or accolade if you like, to receive. So I think he was happy, overcome a little bit, and so yeah, as I say, worthy winners in amongst. But yeah, Zach McCum, Starman's an award picked by, I suppose, our final say as coach, but as a staff sit down and have a chat about the year, and it's not necessarily about the U-Beauty, otherwise we'd have been going Lachlan about, all these tries he scored, but the package really of a good teammate, someone who trains well, very committed and adds so much to your group, not only in a performance sense but character. And Zach's been great since arriving at club, to be fair. He's always the one G'ing everyone up on game day, but he's exactly the same at training as well, and as he says himself, he's a bit annoying on occasion, but more often than not he's a big part of the glue that keeps us all together, and really uplifting in times when you're on that roller coaster. You have your peaks, which are great, and it doesn't take much to be up for them, but when you're in them little troughs, he's someone who drags you along, gets you through. So he's been an absolute pleasure to coach, and seeing him improve and really make the most of what he's got, his tools. And he's done a great job this year. Centre wing, chucked him in the middle of a few games and did a great job. So probably surprised himself, I think. It certainly didn't surprise us, because we know what we're getting every time we put him on field. And yeah, I think he's definitely a worthy winner.
You mentioned a couple of the winners there, a few of the lads that went up to receive their awards, maybe a bit surprised, got a bit emotional out there. It shows how much it means to them to receive these awards from yourself and from their teammates.
Yeah, definitely. The award's nice, of course, it's a personal accolade, but they're a pretty tight group, and yeah, they've shed a few tears this year on occasion, different themes and stuff, which I'm sure we'll see a bit of in the future. But yeah, quite nice to see how invested they are in each other and what it means to them, and hopefully there's more success to follow.
Obviously, we're here at the Starman. Usually we do this at college with training, but with the busy week that we've got, the last game coming up, which is such a massive game for both teams that are going to take part in it here at the Shea. Is it a good time to have these Starman Awards so you can sort of let your hair down and take a bit of the pressure away and sort of reflect on how good the season's been so far?
It's difficult. I think to do it properly, it'd be nice to do it when everything's all said and done and you can reflect on the season as a whole and probably enjoy yourselves and relax, really, which is obviously very difficult because at the end of the year it's like the lads just scarper. Season's done, we've been in each other's pockets every week, and as much as you want it to prolong the season with playoffs hopefully on the horizon, everyone's ready for a break as well, so it's hard to do it, but it's always good to acknowledge the individuals within the group, and obviously their sponsors get a little bit of time and an opportunity to have a chat, which is great, because obviously without them a lot of stuff doesn't happen, so it's always a good event. But yeah, I think if we were to do it properly, lads would be having a skinful and doing it right, but I'm sure they'll get their opportunity to do that when it's all done.
So we're maybe in a different setting, but we'll try and do our usual pre-match interview. We went to Keighley Cougars, who were themselves battling relegation while we were battling for the playoffs. We had no room for error, managed to sneak away, I suppose some would say, with a last-minute drop goal. How do you feel that performance went? I think you said maybe we disrespected Keighley with the way we approached the game a little bit. Do you still hold that opinion?
Yeah, they're playing to survive out this, so I expected them to be good. We expected nothing different to what they delivered. Moved the ball quite a bit and challenged us and completed really high, which if you do that in a game, you're in it, really. But yeah, disappointing with us. I think, I stand by it. I don't plan interviews or anything. It just falls out when you ask me the question. I'll say how I feel, and hopefully people like that. But I think we felt like, because they're down there and we're there, that they not roll over for us, but it felt a bit like it won't be that hard. But it certainly proved to be quite the opposite, and in the end I thought we were lucky to get away with them points. But when it's all said and done, to play very poorly and take the points against a team like that, against playing at Keighley, which comes with its challenges, probably not changed for 100 years. Changing rooms a little bit different, having to get strapped and changed outside because there's not enough room. All those little challenges that come with it. We got the points and we leave and we give ourselves a chance, didn't we, to stay alive and hopefully put in a better performance this week. And a performance we can be proud of, because we're not proud of that one, are we? Performance to be proud of this week going into Swinton, which again I think will be another fight against a team who are fighting for their survival. It's been a really interesting championship season. We said it all along, and to be so tight in that middle bracket to get in and jostling for position, and to be so tight at the bottom shows how good this comp is and interesting. And as I dare say, I predicted it probably a while back now that it's probably going to come down to the very last game. Where everyone's going to finish up. So I think it hasn't disappointed in that regard. And yeah, I said as well a few weeks back about doing our bit. We could have made it easier, of course. We could over the course of the season, but with what we had left, I think we're close to doing it. We just need to be really good this week and approach it in the exact same fashion that Swinton will be, as it's a do or die. I won't say Hilda's words, but it's a do or die one where hopefully we get ourselves another week together.
Yeah, we breathed a sigh of relief there, obviously coming away with a last minute win. Do you think a game like that and managing to come away with the result, we're going to be in a similar situation this Sunday, will give the lads a bit of a rocket and sort of help them adjust the mindset to be like, look, we can't just turn up and go through the motions here?
Yeah, I don't think they did that through the week last week. I just think on game day we just didn't have the right approach, and rugby's one of them where you get found out quite quick if you don't do it. Don't have that approach to tackling and defending and throwing your body in there. I think we were just waiting for someone else to do something special, so I took a game away from Keighley, and obviously it didn't happen. We've got a lot of respect for Swinton. They've done really well this year. The coach, on a very small budget, has got a team playing a really good brand of rugby, and there'll be a big challenge for us at weekend. And although I am sympathetic for their plight of coming up and doing it tough and being in that mix at the bottom, I'm not that sympathetic where we want to keep it close or even give them the opportunity to beat us by not quite turning up properly. We need to be the best we can be to get the points for our season and keep that alive. And if someone would have said 6 months ago, 3 months ago even maybe, if you can win the 80-95 and get in playoffs, would you take that? We would have took it, wouldn't we? Probably would have took it at the very beginning of the season, because as proven last year, you can be in great red hot form, get in them playoffs, get a home draw. Playoffs are the cup finals, aren't they? It's the grand final every game. You just got to keep winning, and York turned us over, and we deserve winners on the night that night. So for us, it's just been about doing our bit and getting through the door, and we'll have to have that in mind this week, because obviously I'm leaving, some lads will leave. That's the nature of the beast in sport, and to get another week, another ride on the roller coaster would be great. And it probably justification, and I can't think of the right word. You're a bit of a wordsmith as you'll come up with it, but a reward, I suppose, for not only the fans and that have stuck with us, but also for the staff, the behind the scenes, the girls in the office, ladies in the office. I don't know if you say that properly anymore, can you? Sarah, Jenna, Keighley, Cara has done a great job all year. There's been a lot of work that goes in. Media team, I'll get you in, Faz, James, Mike and that, and Simon, photographer there. Keep going, all these people. It'd be a great reward to finish our time together as that class of 2023 and in good fashion, and against the naysayers and whatnot that may have wrote us off at one time or another throughout the year.
Any injury concerns to come out of Keighley going into this game?
Lachlan struggling. Matty G has been struggling for weeks. There's a load of them walking wounded. It's just that time of year. Nothing, I don't think anything majorly serious, but we still need to get through tomorrow night in good shape, and we'll make our choices then. But it's tough because we've got a group of lads that are on the periphery at the moment because they had their opportunity. Other people have moved in and took theirs, and it's hard, but doing a good job, being good teammates, and hopefully we can continue with that and keep turning up, training the best we can to make sure the team that takes the field is the best one that we can get out there. And I think we're in a good spot. Just really looking forward to it, to be honest. It's the last home game of the season unless quite a bit of movement around happens and we win our game, of course. So we have to treat it like that one and hopefully say goodbye to the 2023 season at the Shea, or potentially the goodbye to the season. do it in good order. We've been pretty good at home all season, so it'd be nice to finish in good fashion.
Carl Wood announced earlier today that he's going to retire from professional rugby league at the end of 2023. 16 seasons in the game, over 360 appearances. Just how great of a servant has he been to Halifax and the game of rugby league?
He's been great. He doesn't look much different from the day he started, to be fair. Woody's been a big contributor to the teams he's played in. His personality, not only the performance side of it, where he's been a very handy player for multiple teams. He's very good personality, bubbly character, joy to have around, to be honest. And I think he's, as an older person within the team, I think he's played his role pretty well, in the sense that he's helped in the development of both Brandon and Tom Inman in this last 12 months as well. He's probably not going out in the fashion he would have liked, playing every game and that, but that's just how it goes sometimes. But he's definitely one who has contributed regardless of being on field or not, and he's been great to have around. He's obviously celebrating his testimonial, which I think there's a few more bits to go left on that, including a game in January next year, which I'd like to think he's done enough in the time at Halifax where we can get behind him and continue supporting through them.
And finally then, at Sunday's game, there'll be a lot of emotion involved, like you've mentioned there, potentially your last game at the Shea, unless a lot of shuffling goes on in the table, lads that will be leaving, the cup winning season that's had a lot of emotion, Woody retiring, Swinton fighting for their lives, Fax needing a win to get in the playoffs. With all that emotion, how important is it, and what's your message about just concentrating on the job at hand and making sure that you get that over that line with what should be a really sort of emotional and passionate atmosphere on Sunday?
Yeah, well, for me, in my perspective, my opinion, I'm not bothered really about that. Listen, it's something you reflect on when it's all done. We've got a job to do and we've got to be professional about it, despite everything that may be going on in the background there. I say we're looking forward to it. The pitch is in great shape. I think dining's rammed really. Loads of people are turning out for that. I think it'll be a good day for both clubs, hopefully. Hopefully we can do our bit, and hopefully Swinton, get the results that go their way, and we're both happy at the end of it all. But yeah, there'll be a lot going on game day, but I think lads are pretty good at putting stuff aside, so we'll get the job done, hopefully. We'll give our best effort, and at the end of it all, we can reflect and look back and have our thoughts on what has been and what might have been and all the rest of it.